let me get this in the chat so you guys can see what you're up for today.
Am I muted?
No.
All right. So a descending pyramid means you do 8 of something, or 10 of something, 9 of something, 8 of something, 7, 6, 5, 4, all the way to 1. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 little mini 8-minute groups here. And the first one is a kettlebell clean, which I'll show you. Goblet squat, which we know by now. A row, and shuffle to touch. Shuffle is like if you find a space where you can step sideways 3 times, right? So just shuffling sideways, touch close to the floor or like you're touching a cone, and then shuffle back the other way. All right, so the first one, so we have 8 minutes to do that. The gift you get, I honestly have no idea how long each group's gonna take. One will probably be faster than the other. But we've got 8 minutes to do these first 4 exercises from 10 reps down to 1. So you'll do 10 cleans, 10 squats, 10 rows, 10 shuffles, and then 9, 9, 9, 9, 8, 8, 8, 8. So you're going through the circuit. And for you math majors out there, that means we're doing 55 reps of everything, okay? The row is each hand, unless you have something like, if you can do a 2-hand row with a band or something like that. You kind of make up your own choice there.
Are TRX okay for that?
Yeah, that would be great. So if you get to 1, if you finish 1 of everything and you still have like a minute or 2 left, your gift is you get to go back to 10. So you get to work your way back up to the top. So just in case anybody finishes too early, you get to go back up to the top. All right, so I'll show you the kettlebell clean here. While, if you can, have a seat on a roller, and if you can still see me, that would be great too. We can start rolling out here. The kettlebell clean is kind of a combination of a squat, and then it's like you're bringing the weight up for, like to do a goblet squat. So on your last kettlebell clean, you'll be in the position to do a squat. All right, so you're gonna be here, you hold the weight down with arms straight, you kind of squat down. It's sort of like half squat, half deadlift. It's gonna be kind of up to you, whether you want your chest facing totally forward or chest facing the floor when you go down. Can you back up? Okay, so you're starting here. All right, with the weight, you're gonna go down, tap the floor with the weight, and then you come up fast enough so that you can just pop the weight up to here. And that's a clean. And then we go back down, tap, and come up. Just try not to pop yourself in the chin, but we do pull it up to that goblet position. If you have a dumbbell, the reason I take a little extra time to teach this while you're rolling out is because we haven't done them before, right? If you have a dumbbell, you hold the handle vertically like this, go down and tap the floor or close to it, okay, whatever your comfort level, and then we come up like this and get into that goblet position hold. If you're uncomfortable, or if you feel like you might fumble it while you're changing your grip there, just bring it up and do kind of a high pull with it. Okay, so it's totally up to you there. But the true clean is tap to the floor, come up, and make sure your fingertips are pointing up. You're gonna hold with the heels of your hands, okay? And then on your last one there, you'll just go right into the goblet squat. So, all right, so as we're rolling here, let's get into your hips, crossing that leg over. So like I said, we'll go for 8 minutes, and then we'll reset. We'll take probably 2 or 3 minutes off, and then we'll get into the second group after I've kind of taught those movements. So as you're rolling out here, make sure you get all parts of your hips. So right along your butt cheeks, so right down the middle, and especially around the side. We've talked about this a lot. Everything kind of comes into your hips. It's like the central station, right? Everything sort of comes right into your hips. So we want to make sure we keep those muscles nice and loose and moving over each other well. more like filet mignon than beef jerky. So we're rolling it out. Let's move the roller up to your shoulder blades. If you don't have a roller, that's okay. You can actually do a lot of this on the ground, or if you have a tennis ball or some sort of ball, you can put that, you know, kind of around the edge of your shoulder blade and do some rolling there, or even just lay on it so that it's pushing on one spot. Think of how a massage therapist would kind of find a knot and leave their elbow in it just to get it to relax. All right, let's bring one arm up in the air. So if the blade, roller was under my shoulder blades here, we're gonna put one arm up in the air and then roll onto your side so that that roller is rolling this stuff right here. Like it's called your lat muscle, but it's kind of the big flat one back here, sort of about 3/4 of the way back along your rib. So you should still be pretty much facing the ceiling to facing the side, somewhere in there. And instead of rolling the roller here, you can just move yourself. So roll your body back and forth, leave your butt in the same spot. And let's switch sides. We haven't really done the kettlebell clean yet because I don't know, I'm not a big fan of doing like motor skills while tired. So we're just kind of giving, or I should say fine motor skills like catching. You know, when you have to flip your hands around and catch, that's a skill. So make sure you take it at your pace, do what you need to do there. If it is just a high pull, that's totally fine. The point is that we're moving the kettlebell faster off the ground. So it should be kind of weightless in this area right here, and then you'll be catching it and holding it at the top. Okay, we're already on our back, so let's stay there. We're gonna press your hips up in the air. We're gonna combine two things here just to save some time. Press your hips up in the air, and we'll do a floor slide along with that. So we're gonna do 20 seconds of floor slides here. So you can go at the speed you wanna go, or we're also warming your hips up, pushing your heels down through the floor. You'll get some shoulder muscles in your shoulder warmed up here. You get a stretch across your chest. Sliding up and down. 5 more seconds. And good, relax. We're gonna go 30 seconds of legs up, so keep your waistband on the ground. So keep that waistband strong into the ground as you lower a heel and come back up. The modification here would be to have bent knees, tap the heel to the floor, and switch. So it's kind of just a dead bug. Oops. Kind of just a dead bug here with your lower body. Tapping those heels to the ground. The longer your legs, the more challenging it gets. Got 10 more seconds here. Alternate if you can. Good, let's roll over on your side. Curl your knees up right on top of each other. Hips should be at 90 degrees, so that means your thighs are gonna be perpendicular to your upper body. And we open up. And we're gonna do this for 20 seconds. So if you feel like you open up and you wanna stay there, go ahead and stay there. You're getting what you need out of this stretch. Five more seconds. 2, 1, and let's roll over to the other side. Just a reminder, if you want to see the demos, you can click on the 3 dots in my little square. If my square is small, you can click on those little dots and say pin video, and it'll keep my square front and center rather than having to look at a teeny tiny one. 5 more seconds. and relax. Good, let's come up to a knee. Use your back here. All right, coming up to one knee, get nice and tall, tuck your tailbone under. Like if you had a tail, that tail would be tucked under between your legs. It's okay to hunch a little bit here too. We're really working on this stretch right here. Now it's reach up, try to touch the ceiling, but you have to keep your tail between your legs. All right, let's switch sides. Before we reach up, we're going to get a little stretch here. Remember, you can almost hunch. You can almost hunch or be in that flexed position here. Really looking to get a good stretch down the front of this leg, or maybe up, even up on your hip. And now let's go ahead and reach for the ceiling. Keep your tail tucked under. Reaching up, trying to touch the ceiling. And good, relax. From here, we're gonna go hands to the floor, stay on that knee. You can also bring your back knee up off the ground. So keep your foot up, knee up. You should be foot forward. Your foot should be up next to your hand, knee outside your armpit. Again, your choice. You can either leave your back knee on the ground or bring it up. All right, from here, we're gonna go looking to straighten that front leg and back down. Straighten your front leg, back down. We're gonna do this for 15 seconds. So you can either do the reps or you can hold the stretch, whichever you feel like you get more out of. And good, let's switch sides. So bring your other foot up next to your hand. So we're getting this stretch. Remember, you can either have your knee on the ground or bring that back foot or back knee up off the ground. And straighten that front leg. So we're gonna go 15 seconds here. Go through the reps if you want, or hold at the top, whichever you get a better stretch or whichever you feel better doing. And relax. Good. All right, let's go ahead and stand it up. We're just gonna go through some body weight hip hinges here. So we're working on hinging over, keeping your hips back, tailbone up, and just think about your pinky fingers tracing right down the inseam of your pants. Okay, so we're just coming up. We're just kind of grooving that movement because we're gonna be doing it, probably when we do the clean, but we wanna get used to that movement right from your hips. So as you do this, you should start to feel the work in your hamstrings and your butt, not in your low back. Hello, puppies. Hello.
Door, guys. Go. No, Ellie.
Hey,
Treats.
upstairs, go. Okay. All right, good there. Let's go lateral lunges. So we're gonna step out to the side. We're using this as our groin stretch too. So we'll do this for 30 seconds. We'll alternate sides. So we step out, going for that groin stretch. Step out to the other side. So we'll go 30 seconds instead of reps here. So if you want to go slower, you can go slower. Get a little bit more of a stretch at the bottom. So this is half warm up, half stretch. And 5 more seconds. Okay. Good. All right, standing nice and tall. So we want to keep everything above your waistband frozen. We're just going to bring a knee up and we march. So we want not a lot of movement of your upper body. So we shouldn't be tilting shoulders side to side. We don't want to lean back, right? So we're not leaning back and coming up. We're just staying nice and tall. Bring that knee up. Bring your knee up. So we're starting to warm up abs and hip flexors here. Try not to move side to side too much. And the last one here, hinging your hips back, reach that heel back, try to touch the wall behind you. And we will alternate these. So we're just reaching side to side. Go at your speed. We're going to go for about 20 seconds. And that'll be it for warm up. Actually, there is one more thing I want to do in warm up. Sorry. And good. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do for warm up, 10 squat jumps. So whatever your height is, right? So we're just bending down, jumping up. So we want to get used to that quick movement, getting your nervous system turned on so that we can do the kettlebell clean. So that we're ready to do that safely. Okay, so we've got 8 minutes to work here. After this 8 minutes is up, we'll have another set of 8 minutes. And so we know the 4 exercises here. We've got the kettlebell clean, goblet squat, which is just another version of it. So kettlebell clean, you go down, tap the floor, pop it up. On the last kettlebell clean, we're down into the goblet squat, and we do 10 of those, okay? So remember, you do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And then, yeah, row, probably just a bent over row like this with one arm, maybe 2 if you have enough equipment, or like Dory said, TRX is great too. And then shuffle to touch. It's just kind of 1, 2, 3, or however much room you have. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's our shuffle. Those, let's count, let's go each side, so 10 each side. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna get the clock started here. We're gonna start with the kettlebell clean. Work at your own pace. Work at your pace. Remember, if you get all the way to 1, I don't know if it's possible. If you get all the way to 1, work your way back up to 10 for the last little bit. We'll take our rest at the end of the 8 minutes. Okay? All right. Ready, set, and here we go. 8 minutes of work. Kettlebell clean, popping that thing up. Take it easy on the first couple so you don't pop yourself in the chin. It's kind of a whole body movement, but you'll feel a lot of it in your legs. On your 10th clean, go right into the goblet squat. Your choice of depth on the goblet squats, but we're really trying to get to thighs parallel to the ground. Switch feet. 3 minutes. About 3. Remember to put the weight down for the shuffle and touch in case I needed to explain that to anybody. Okay.
Still going.
Hmm.
Was this our last time?
Nope. Working tonight. Remember, before you pull that kettlebell up for your first clean, make sure you're nice and strong. Hips are doing the work. Kind of the way it works. You can stand on these. You go. Where are you going? Looking good, guys.
Okay. I'm back.
I'll be super impressed if anybody finishes this, now that we're getting into it. I guess a lot of it depends on if you're doing a two-handed row or a one-handed row. It takes twice as long if you're doing one hand. So that's a good point too, depending on where your priorities are. If you want to go to a two-handed row, you can make the circuit a little bit quicker. Heart rate will be through the roof, probably if you go with a two-hand row, because you get back to those cleans and squats right away. Remember, as you're getting close to the end here, we're in the last 2 minutes and 15 seconds. We will not circle back around to this, so the next 8 minutes is our last 8 minutes. So get what you need out of this. We won't be revisiting the squats and the cleans today. Talk to your brother. Just under 1:30 left. Tall call. Last minute. 30 seconds left. Careful. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to take 3 minutes to recover there. And then we'll get into our last group. Brooklyn, is this your first workout with me? Pretty close, huh?
I did a bunch of the 7 a.m. ones to start. This is the first Saturday.
Okay. All right. Well, good to see you. Okay.
Thank you.
So we're going to get going when the clock gets to 5 minutes. So the first, easy, please. All right. First one's a toe tap. You can just use the same weight you've been using. So toe tap, you're going to be here and switch to this side. So it might look like a march like this, or anywhere between this and the march. Okay. So we kind of go fast feet there, whatever you're comfortable with. Shoulder tap. So we go from a toe tap to a shoulder tap. You're just going to be here in that push-up position. Feet a little bit wider than your hips. We come up and touch, touch, touch. All right, next one's going to be on the floor also. Floor press is just like a bench press, but you're laying on the ground. Pressing up here. Tap your elbow to the floor and press up. Remember to do each side there. Last one is a deadlift or a swing. So we go back to this hip hinging movement. Difference between a deadlift and a swing. Deadlift is a little bit slower, more controlled, right? And a swing, you're gonna reach back between your legs like you're hiking a football and swing forward. Same movement at the hips, but just a different speed. So you take your pick there. We've got another 50 seconds to rest here. Remember, we're just going 10 down through 1. I don't think anybody came close. Did anybody come close to finishing that last one? That was brutal. Okay. If you have 2 weights, feel free to use 2 weights for the floor press. You know, we usually just do 1 arm because then you can keep the same weight through all of it. 20 seconds left till we get started. All right, in 15, get started with our next 8-minute circuit. This will be the last for the day. No challenge at the end. This is the challenge. Ready, and here we go. First one's the toe tap. This is going to be 10 each side, guys. Be careful. Shoulder tap is after the toe tap. Floor press. Deadlift. Deadlift or swing is finishing up the circuit, finishing up these 4. Good job. And we're back around to the toe taps. Remember, the toe taps can be anywhere between a run and a march. Five and a half left, gang. 5.5 left. Might have a shot at getting to the bottom of this one. That's true. If you're using one weight on the floor press, you'll notice there's a lot of core stuff there too. That's kind of another reason that we do it with one side. You get a lot more of that anti-rotation core work when you do it with one side. $3:45 left. Last 3 minutes of the day. Here we go now.
No, you're supposed to do 7. Do 7. This is 7.
Last 2 minutes, guys. Great work. Good job, guys. Last minute here. See lots of people in different spots. But I like how you're working. Good work. "30 seconds. On the floors. Oh man, Cole's working hard to finish it up here. You can't, you have to hurry up the swings. Gravity only goes so fast. 5 seconds left. 4, 3,
No.
2, 1. Great
I
job.
was on 2.
All right. Nice job, everybody. Let's take a second on the floor. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Take a second on the floor just to catch your breath. You've now all earned your opportunity to go cut the grass or get your outdoor work done today. It's going to be crappy tomorrow. All right, just sitting down, checking in with your heart rate, see if you can feel your heart going. Once you get past that initial, as you feel your heart rate starting to come down, start to match your breath to it. Yeah, so I get this cleaned up. Socks, pants, locks, rollers. Once your heart rate gets to a place where you can match your breath to it, let's start counting. 6, 8, 10, pick some number of heartbeats that you can follow. And let's take 3 more nice big breaths, counting them out. And if you're lying down, go ahead and sit up. If you're sitting up, go ahead and stand up. Take 1 second just to get tall. Let's do a posture check too. So think of getting as tall as you can to the ceiling. Top of your head gets up to the ceiling. Tailbone's tucked under, but not so much that you're hunching. All right, we should, from shoulders to hips, we should be a nice tall canister. Think of a nice, I don't know, some kind of healthy drink can. I can't think of a healthy drink that comes in a can. Let's call it iced coffee, maybe. Nice tall iced coffee can, nice and slim, nice and tall. Getting everything stacked right up on top of each other. Yeah, nice and tall like a tree, maybe. We'll go with that. And 3 more breaths and we'll wrap it up for the day. And we are good. Okay. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us this morning. Awesome Saturday morning crowd. Appreciate you joining. Maggie, good work.
Thank you. Bye,
Lily,
guys.
Sophie, Cecily, good to see you guys. Brooklyn, thank you. Deanna, nice to see you again.
Thanks, Brian.
Pleasure as usual. Rhonda, Ted, we'll check
Thanks,
you later.
Brian.
You bet.
Thank you.
See you guys. Have
See
an
you
awesome weekend.
Great workout.
Have a good weekend.